when they did the kind of a drone attack across the whole international border as well as in the line of control, our response was almost around 2.5 hours after that. And that is something which perhaps they did not understand, that we would be retaliating with a long gap in between. They were thinking that it would be a knee-jerk kind of a reaction and immediately we would send in our fighter jets. This was the expectation which they expected. Again, they faltered in their calculation, and the battle was won yesterday. And several cities in Pakistan, the military, the installations and the military installations.
We've been told that some sites have been targeted and one sort of air monitoring facility has been eliminated. That's what we've been officially told. The rest is up to speculation. Like I said, I'm being careful with speculation. Meanwhile, more breaking developments on your screens. This is in Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, which was witness to unhappy scenes. Thankfully for the people living and for all of us, not one scratch on anyone. Okay, and fingers crossed that's how it remains. But abundant caution is being taken. The police has issued a statement asking the residents of Jaisalmer to remain indoors as the evening hours progress into the night. It was, remember, at around 8 p.m., which is where we are right now, between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., that we saw the main wave of the Pakistani incursion attempts. Now, that is not necessary that's going to happen at the same time every night. Okay, it could happen at 10 o'clock, it could happen at 2 in the morning, who knows. But it would be foolish to not take yesterday's example. So, you are being advised that in advance to be indoors. Meanwhile, patrolling on the streets of Jaisalmer of the police has increased. These are not flag marches. I repeat, these are not flag marches. These are only patrolling going on. We are not trying to address a law and order situation. People are under advisory to stay indoors. We have created a situation legally that if the authorities feel that they need to give instructions, give orders rather than advisories, they have now been empowered to do so. These are called civil defense emergency powers, which are available to the authorities, which are yet to be exercised in any relevant form for me to be able to report to you at a particular context like this. General Kohli joining us on the broadcast. General Kohli, so we are hitting about 8 o'clock our time, Indian time, local time here, and this is where things hit the fan yesterday. Now, first I want your assessment, a quick assessment of what you now know. We are being told from Sir Creek to Siachen, up down the LOC, and Siachen, of course, where the LOC doesn't exist, the entire international boundary, 36 locations, about 400 attempted drones. Many of them were simply surveillance drones. Now, we've been discussing this for the past hour or two. It's a safe assessment that the Pakistanis had a twofold strategy. Number one, they were doing a swarm to pick holes in your electronic net. Number two, they would subsidiary benefit that if the drones managed to capture any imagery or any data surveillance of the ground, they would get notified of potential sites. So that's what they were up to. That's what they tried yesterday. We have absorbed the entire day, not a lick of civilian casualties other than in the artillery shelling. So, we've countered it reasonably well. Now, what do you suspect happens now?
You see, the Pakistan has tried out and they've been given the response. They escalated initially on 22nd April. They got hit on 6-7 night. Then again on 7-8 night, what we did yesterday, like Lahore, Sialkot and Karachi, all three places were hit. Now, if they are rational, which I presume they are, because we are taught that you should always consider enemy to be very intelligent. So they will not try. From our side, we have given them a message, we have achieved our aim, and we don't want to escalate. If they still insist on escalation, even if they can't afford it, then they know that we are ready to give them reply in a very, very strong manner. Yesterday, what they tried, you see, these were Chinese drones. China has supplied them for the last 10 years, a large number of drones. They sent it. And the way our air defense system is laid out, we pick up these drones from within Pakistan only, because the range of our radar is very good. Then our radar or the integrated defense system, it locks onto that, and the suitable weapon system is fired at them, which can be a ZU-23 kind of weapon or very small weapon. Seeing the profile of this, though we keep saying S-400, but we don't waste our S-400s like this. These drone costs few lakhs or probably few thousands. We couldn't be wasting million worth S-400 on this.
But sir, I'm sure these are also low altitude drones. I mean, S-400 are meant for missiles and other things. You know, it's a completely different level of weapons engagement. We've been told kinetic and non-kinetic means, which means some of the drones have fallen out of the sky simply because of radio jamming. Even that has worked with some of these drones.
Electronic warfare and spoofers are also deployed all over. So because of which they have fallen. So both these things were done, and they have got the answer. In between, some missiles were also fired. Now, at the same time, we should not say these are drones only. Today morning, the debris which were found, that they were off through JF-17. They fired these PL-15 missiles. JF-17 is the fifth generation aircraft of China, and these missiles are state of the art. They used to claim. There were lots of five when they gave it to Pakistan. So that missile was also brought down. Its debris were also found. So in between, some missiles were also fired in the area of Jaisalmer and even on top in J&K.
Yes.
Jammu especially Jammu. So they have tried all this. My assessment is that because of the way their conditions are, they should stop it here only. But probably since they are looking for a off-ramp or they want to save their face in front of their population, they might try something. In any case, we should be prepared, and we are prepared. I have no doubt in my mind our forces will be adequately prepared to give them suitable reply. It also, I want to mention this, our full dimension of capabilities we have not used. Though the naval side something happened, but actual capabilities have not been used. We have too many things up our sleeves. Because in case they sort of incite us further and they escalate it, they understand and they know it.
Okay, given General Kohli what is happening on the length and breadth of the country, okay, as I've been mentioning repeatedly, the Union War Book is in force. We are transitioning from a country in peacetime to a country in wartime. Now, hopefully that transition will be limited, will not be required in the long term. Everybody hopes that. I certainly do. But how are you observing as a veteran that transition in this day and age? Because I have had genuine concerns as we were sitting and talking late last evening that look, in cities which have large populations, they are going through a blackout for the first time. They are hearing explosions on the balconies. They can see what has turned out to be a tracer fire in the skies. They are seeing engagement that is going on. You're hearing shots. But we've come 24 hours. What's your assessment of us, in the blackouts and the air raid sirens and getting our act together in terms of trains and civil aviation of a country transitioning into a country at war? What's your overall assessment?
You see, the Union book was not invoked in 1999 or 471. It was again for a short period only. You see, these blackouts, they were very effective. They were during 1971. I remember that time we were in school and we used to roam around the streets for ensuring that blackout. In today's day, firstly, this generation do not know what blackout is. And so this is also their conditioning. The mock drill also which was done, that is also for the conditioning of all our civilian population that, well, this kind of thing should happen so that no panic is created. Now, in today's age, this blackout becomes slightly difficult.